Hi, my name is Linda from the Horse Saddle Shop, and I'm going to clean a saddle for you. Here's the products that I use before you start cleaning your saddle. You want to have on hand, and it's the easiest stuff I find. Does a good job without a lot of work. I use Leather New, and I spray that on the leather, and then I have 3 different size brushes. This one is to get a good lather. It's just a really soft head. On the brush, and these are all like auto detail brushes. Get them at the auto shops or online. And this, you could use a toothbrush instead of this, but it gets in the crevices around the canal and around the conchos in the smaller areas. This is for your tooling. This has a point in the middle, and it gets down in there in the nitty gritty without hurting your saddle. I use a wash rag to wipe off the excess Leather New. And also it helps it just give a good shine and gets it down in there. That's all I do for a cleaning. Then, for the silver, we use Haggerty's. Works really, really well. Doesn't hurt the leather at all, and it doesn't make it white. There'll be maybe a pink film, but it comes off when you oil your leather. And I just use an old wash rag or an old sock or towels cut up. You don't need a lot, but it just takes off that excess spray and plus the dirt that comes out of the silver. Then in the final stage of cleaning, which helps protect your saddle and gives it that final shine, we use Lexol. It's non-darkening. It doesn't make your light or rusted leathers dark or anything. It just soaks in and keeps it nice and pliable and soft. We also use fleece. I spray it on the fleece to put it on the leather so that you don't get overkill. You don't want to waste it. If you don't have fleece, maybe a sponge or something of that sort, that would just make it a nice smooth coat on your final saddle cleaning. When you start cleaning the saddle, you'll want to start like with the jockey area here and do up in here. And then I go to the back of the skirt and underneath the fenders, and then we'll do the fenders and then the cantle and the pommel. What you want to do is you want to get a good lather in a small section, and I use a finer brush to do that. And then you want to wipe some of that off. And I use then a different brush to do the crevices. And with a lot of tooling, I use even a finer, harsher brush. And then you wipe off any excess. Okay, next we'll want to do the fender. We need to take it apart. So you take your hobble strap off. And slide the bevelings, buckle all the way up. And then at this point in time, you want to check and make sure that the leathers are at least not worn. There's no hard worn spots. Clean off up in here. If it's really dirty, you want to clean it with Leather New. And just kind of inspect it while you're doing that. And then after you've cleaned your whole saddle, you want to give it a good shot with your Lexol, neat's foot oil. And I use old fleece and give it a good shot after you've cleaned the area. You want to make sure your area is clean. And then that also protects your leather and keeps it soft and looking good. Okay, when you have rough out on your barrel saddles or your cutting saddles, some trail saddles that have them, you do not want to spray on the rough out. That will darken for sure. So what you want to do is you want to flip it up and go up under here. This is what would be on a normal saddle on the outside. So this is what you want to oil to keep your leather clean and pliable. So we'll take this one apart. If you do want to clean your rough out, again, use your low soft brush and just kind of fluff it up. Obviously this one doesn't have much wear on it. Staining like this will be really hard to get out because you don't want to rub your rough out, because that'll take the rawhide or the hide off and make a worse mark. So you just kind of clean that up like that. And then you want to spray this part. Now this is darkening, but when it dries out, it's gonna look beautiful. Be careful not to overspray on your other rough out, because you just defeated the purpose of what you're doing here. And again, wipe off your excess. And let that dry, and it'll be a nice golden look. On your seats that have the suede, you want to use the same brush. You just go up in here. Make sure to take time to get into the stitching, because that's where the dust settles, and it just adds that final touch over. And clean her up. I'm Linda Fish from Horse Saddle Shop, and that's how you clean a saddle. Oh no, Snaggy, Snaggy.